Hey guys, Boris, BK Forex. Welcome to the crosses section for August 7th to August 11th, 2017. And I think the crosses this week are actually some of the more interesting trades because of the relative weakness, relative strength that is setting up across a lot of the majors. On the crosses side, I have a couple of interesting ideas for you. Let's take a look at the levels. I like pound Swiss to the downside. Now this is interesting because I think, we've had this massive rally in Euro Swiss. I was super bullish, and it really worked out very, very well last week on Euro Swiss trade. But the Swissy, of course, kind of hit a top at 115. Euro Swissy hit a sort of a exhaust top at 115, and I think we may be getting a little bit of a corrective move here on the Swiss side as that comes in. Add that to the natural pound weakness, and you have a potential here for a nice turn trade. Just simply on a relative strength, relative momentum unwind with pound Swiss. Now, odd CAD to me is just a relative CAD weakness trade here. It's not that I love Australia, but I think Australia is pretty much going to stay stationary for most of the week, as the other commodity dollars, the NTPD and the Kiwi and the CAD, are going to take a little bit more of a center stage. So both, essentially, for these trades to work, you basically need the Aussie to stay stationary and the other ones to kind of fall, which is why I like the odd CAD here towards the 101 level, and possibly Aussie Kiwi towards the 108. Now, Aussie Kiwi has been a tough trade to call because it's just been a complete roller coaster ride both ways. But I find it hard to believe that the RBNZ and Wheeler are not going to take this moment to drive the Kiwi a little lower, to see if they can push it either by saying that the currency is overvalued, that they don't have any immediate plans to tighten policy, and that basically that the high exchange rate is having a negative value on inflation. So all of that should be interesting to see, and I think the possibilities here are kind of interesting on the crosses. Let's take a look at the charts, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. As far as, well, pound Swiss, let's just go through the levels here. 28.50 to the top side, 24 is the downward target. 101 to the top side is the long trade in the Aussie cap, supported 99, and Aussie Kiwi 108 is the long target with supported 106. Let's take a look at the charts here, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. So here's pound Swiss. Similar kind of a thing. It sort of flames out here on the weekly. If we look a little bit more closely on the daily, we see a clear failure. On the daily, you really see a nice lower double top here, right? Support does come in at around 126, so there is about 70, 80 points here to the downside before I think it might be, willing to bounce. And then a very big psychological 125. That would be the the big support level. One reason why, and we can take a look at, I just want to look at the subcomponents here for a second because we have a few minutes. So here's dollar Swiss. Dollar Swiss still looks actually relatively well bid. So it's hard to make a case that that getting long Swissy is a super great trade. But it did get a little bit exhausted here around the 98 level. Certainly dollar Swiss far away from parity here, with dollar not really showing a lot of strength just yet. The key trade to me off the pound Swiss was this Euro Swiss turn. So Euro Swiss really did turn at 115 big time. 114 now support. I really think that it really has a chance here to go down to 1350. It was a massive breakout. It needs to take a little bit of profit taking off the table. Euro certainly going to come in for a little bit of profit taking. So we'll see if the whole long Swiss complex with the pound Swiss works out well. Now, odd CAD is another one of those relative strength, relative weakness trades. This is the daily chart where, as I said, I like this to the long side, where it's just a slow but very steady grind to the upside. 150 definitely a resist point here, but if we can clear that, it takes us pretty easily towards the 101. On the weekly chart, you can see a really nice clean move here to the top side. Again, yeah, we are at resistance, so it's not like it could be super easy going here. This is what basically a triple top resistance. But if you're a believer in the weakness of CAD trade, in other words, relative weakness of the CAD, I think it has a chance here to break out the 101s and format. If you look at it on a longer term basis, it certainly looks quite bullish with a series of higher lows here. But it's really just sort of an immediate term trade on the idea that dollar CAD goes higher, Canadian dollar goes lower, and odd CAD therefore has a chance to get up to 10100. And then the last trade is really the RBNZ trade. It was sort of trying to see if you can see the odd Kiwi here doing nothing, right? This is the daily charts, kind of neutral, but mildly well bid, still higher, higher lows. This whole flame out of 108 really, I think, took a lot of people out of the market because the correction was so vicious. But ultimately, ironically enough, the correction really held at the 106 level. I mean, if you think about this, that's sort of very, very interesting. But the correction held at the 106 level, and we could rebuild going forward on a weekly basis. It looks a little bit better. Yes, we had a big flame out, but we're kind of rebuilding, and certainly this 106 definitely holding as the key level. So to me, as long as 106 holds on RC Kiwi, and we have this catalyst here with the RBNZ coming up midweek, we could have a potential here to move all the way towards the 107.50, perhaps 108 as the week progresses. So that's how the COM dollars shape up. A lot of relative strength, relative weakness trades on the commodities, and a little bit of an oomph here with a pound Swiss. Let's see if those trades work out. Wish you guys the best of luck, the best of trading. Boris Schlossberg, over and out.